Hey, welcome back to part two of mom and daughter energy versus wife energy. So, kind of got cut off last time, so we're gonna start with the daughter energy again. Daughters mostly receive and give very little to a relationship, um, until they're grown. And a lot of time, a daughter will be usually dependent on others for survival, wants or needs someone to take care of them. They don't necessarily make the best decisions and can get into trouble. Didn't always trust or obey their authority. Can cost the family more money, wanting to keep up with other kids, the fashion and of the times, you know what I mean, not be embarrassed. And sometimes the decisions of their daughter can cost additional money too. Daughters can even become a burden, especially if they have kids, before they're married. A lot of times, daughters aren't usually ready to settle down. They want to have fun and enjoy life. They can also be manipulated by random men. But the fact of the matter is, daughters will eventually leave their fathers or father figure, which is a negative for a man. And a woman that has like daughter energy basically isn't necessarily stable as she should be. And she can be manipulated. She can be pulled toward a man that's not good for her because she doesn't recognize he's not good. She might be more looking at the physical aspects of this dude and chasing after that as opposed to the aspects of him actually caring for her, friendship, love, and she'll give him all the respect of a man, but it won't be given in return necessarily, or it'll be given partially, because the man basically knows that since he has her and he can have her heart, he can basically do whatever he wants to do, and she'll always forgive him and keep coming back because she's already basically given him all of her without actually asking for a lot in return, other than attention. And so that makes her very vulnerable to certain types of men, but a burden to other types of men. She'd be vulnerable to the bad boy, the guy who's popular, attractive, and all this other stuff. But she'd be more of a burden to a good man who actually sees potential in her and wants to cultivate her to her full potential. And the last we have is what a wife is. A wife is a very interesting type of woman. She's a perfect balance of woman because she knows that relationships require give and take. She's going to take care of her man, and she's going to choose a man that takes care of her. Now, you can have a woman who has the desire to be a wife. She knows how to take care of a man, but she may not know, she may have a daughter mentality when choosing a man. And so she's got wife in her, but she has a daughter mentality when she looks at a man. And the difference between a wife mentality and a daughter mentality when looking at a man is a wife is going to confirm or look for evidence of this guy's intention. She's going to watch him keep his word. She's going to wait for him to basically commit to her. Whereas a daughter mentality, she's just looking for that attention. As long as he gives her a little bit of attention, she's fulfilled. And that fulfillment, while it be short, is actually what he uses to be able to manipulate her and basically do whatever he wants to do and receive all the benefits, but not necessarily given the benefits he should be given to the woman, like being there, protection, provision, all this other stuff. And so I guess that's a good point to mention as well, is that you can have a mom mentality in certain areas, a daughter mentality in other areas, and then a wife mentality in yet another set of areas. And so you can be kind of incomplete in your mindset, depending on the circumstances, which is something that you'd have to just kind of monitor, look after, and then see how men react to you. Because however a man reacts to you determines how he views you. If he sees you as a wife, he's going to marry you if he's that type of man. Or you do have the type of guy who sees you as a wife, and he'll kind of keep you in his back pocket. But he's not really a husband. He's just holding you because he can. And he's just using you as a fallback piece, kind of like, there's some women that use a nice guy as a fallback piece. This would be you. You be the main side chick. You be the main chick with a bunch of side chicks. And just because he even marries you doesn't mean he'd actually stay with you. And I'll go as far as to say that you have men that have certain mentalities too. You have a man who's got a man mentality. You have a man who's got a husband mentality. You have a men who have boy mentality. And then you have other types of mentalities as well, to include the bad boy mentality. So, but getting back onto the wives, wives give and receive. She understands that the give and take in a relationship between a husband and wife is what leads to longevity as well as legacy. Wife is also needed. She's going to be useful in a relationship to the man, but her husband is also going to be useful to her as well. And so they make a team because she's good over here, he's good over there. And so when they work together, they basically are able to, have a very deep impact on the world and their situation. And the stability they have with each other helps them to be able to help their kids and other people, or just get further along in life and help the community. But together, a husband and a wife, one's with a man with a husband mentality and a wife with a wife mentality. Together, they're going to be able to form a marriage. They're also going to be able to form a family. And then they're going to be able to form a legacy based on that trust and stability. And a woman who's got a wife energy, wife mentality, is not ever going to exhibit mom mentality, because she understands there is a different energy that a mom gives as opposed to a wife. It's not the same. And a lot of times you hear women say, hey, I'm married, but I still feel I'm still single. If you are like that, then that's not on the man, that's on the woman. That's on you as the woman. Because you should be able to tell the difference. You should be able to act differently. But if your mentality and your energy is of a mom, then you're going to treat your husband like a son, whether you want to or not. And so that's something that's got to be changed or figured out, because it's not going to work in the long run. And even if it does work and you find a man that's going to stay with you, you're basically cutting off your benefits. You can have a lot more, but mom energy takes away from men. It takes away from husbands. It gives the sons, you know. Sons need a certain amount of mom energy, but they also need a certain amount of father energy as well. That's what creates a balanced man and a balanced woman, is by having influences from a husband, excuse me, yeah, well, you can say a father and a mother, seeing the dynamic of a husband and a wife. And it is underrated vastly in our culture today. But if you had it there, you'd have better relationships. You know, not saying that would be perfect, but it'd be a whole lot better, you know. And right now, people are we basically having secondhand families, you know. And a secondhand family is not going to be as strong, you know, as most firsthand families. And so now, can it work? Yes. You know, but it requires a whole lot of more maturity on the side of the man as well as the mom. And then it takes effort from the kid, and then the actual biological parent is not there. And that's a whole lot to put together. So it's better to do it right the first time. You know, don't think that you have all these opportunities to find a good man, because you could be messing with one man, and the man that's supposed to be your man, your ideal man, could be passing by and not paying attention to you because you with this other guy. So basically, going back to the topic, is this is how the relationship, and we were talking about mom and daughter energy versus wife energy, and the differences of it, the advantages that you can have multiple, you can have all three aspects in different situations. And so it's important to learn what energy you have, learn what energy you're exuding, and that way, when you're talking about relationship with men, it'll help you to get to a place where you can be wife material and exhibit wife energy, or it can tell you why you're having issues and difficulties with men. And so, but I guess we'll cut it off right there. But hope you guys learned something. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll talk to you later.